Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're continuing in our series with the best SDS rotary hammers, and on this episode, we're going to be talking about twin turbos, right? So I'm talking about Bosch calls that bi-turbos. What does that really mean? I'm not really sure. I'm sure some engineering nomenclature and all that kind of jibber jabber aside, it probably means something, but let's just think about it, right? Most people are going to associate turbos with gas engine cars and the exhaust that's used to power the turbos, right? So how do you put a turbo in a battery operated tool? Right, there's a higher chance of saying supercharged, but I don't know how you would really do that in this type of situation. Anyways, all sarcasm aside, let's go ahead and talk about this tool. All right, this right here is the 18-volt PROFACTOR 1¼ inch SDS-plus rotary hammer from Robert Bosch Corporation, and it is model number GBH18V-34CQ. Okay, what does that really mean? It really means that it is a PROFACTOR tool in the Bosch 18-volt lineup, and those tools are designed to work with PROFACTOR batteries, right? What does that mean? The PROFACTOR batteries right now on the Bosch platform come in 8 amp hour and 12 amp hour packs, and they're designed, with the high output cells and all that kind of stuff, but they provide the maximum power on PROFACTOR tools, and it's designed to, replace the Gordon tool and provide, ultimate performance, right? That's what all this marketing pretty much really says if you sum it all down. But does this tool stand up to the PROFACTOR name? Can it really replace cordless? I'm not sure, but we're going to find out, mainly because when it comes to masonry or concrete type tools, for me, I'm actually thinking, maybe 3 names, maybe even more, right? First comes to mind is you're thinking Hilti, then you're thinking Bosch, and then Makita. Maybe you have it in different orders, but at least for me, that's usually how I think of it. So Bosch is actually the inventor, I believe, of the SDS insert twist lock type system. So they have a lot of innovation, right? So with the bi-turbo technology, does that really mean stuff? Let's find out. All right, so we're going to go over this tool top to bottom and then see how it stands up against the other tools we've tested so far on the test track. So stick with us. This right here is the Robert Bosch PROFACTOR 18-volt rotary hammer, and it is the GBH18V-34CQN Professional. They make sure they link that on the website, so let's talk about that. All right, this tool is designed to be used with the PROFACTOR 18-volt system, and it is connected ready. It is the SDS-plus Bulldog 1¼ inch rotary hammer. It delivers PROFACTOR performance for an 18-volt 1¼ inch SDS rotary hammer. It has superior impact, delivers up to 4.3 foot-pounds of impact energy for full performance in concrete when drilling and chiseling. It is compact, lightweight, and weighs only 10.8 pounds tool only, and it is 17 inches long. All right, it has BITURBO Brushless Technology, which features brushless high-performance motor and a drivetrain system engineered, designed to take full advantage of additional power generated by CORE18V high-output batteries. It has KickBack Control, quick release truck. It has a user interface AVS, which is anti-vibration system, and it has a robust power system, which produces up to 2,900 no-load BPM and up to 500 no-load RPM. It has a standard Vario-Lock, also has soft start and controlled RPM, which you can control and do other stuff with inside the Connected Ready app. It has a lock-on, lock-off trigger so that you can lock it out in case you needed to, has a work light, has a reverse setting, and it is connected ready. You do have to buy the connected module separately, but it is ready. It works with the Bosch ProGuard dust solutions, which helps provide all the OSHA Silica Table 1 dust compliance, and the Bosch batteries have the amp share system, which is designed to have a single battery to be compatible in other products in the amp share brands. All right, Bosch 18-volt tools are the PROFACTOR tools are backed by 180-day no questions asked return guarantee. All right, so this right here is obviously a left-hand part of the tool, and let's go ahead and talk about all the stuff here, right? So obviously we got the handle. This is your pretty standard SDS rotary hammer. It pretty much, you twist it, undo to loosen the cinch ring here, and then whenever you get it wherever you need it, you just cinch it down and then it locks that handle into place. As you can see right here, there is a little lip to help prevent this from falling off in case you know we're loosened it up too much. There's also this little depth rod system guide that you would put here, and it does come with one. I just don't have it on here. And on the side, you also say it has a brushless BITURBO technology and obviously all the Bosch emblems. All right, so all this black stuff here, right here, is rubber overmold, including this handle, but this black stuff right here is plastic, and this right here is where you would use some type of big flat screwdriver or a quarter to loosen it up and insert the Connected Ready module in case you wanted to use the Connected Ready app on the Bosch app on your phone, right? There's a lot of advantages to that. You can set custom settings and all that kind of fun stuff, but for me, I personally don't use it, so you know, there is that. All right, moving around to the front here, there is an LED light right here. Not sure how well you can see it with this handle in the way, so let me move this handle out of the way here real quick. You can see there is an LED light right here, and it is at a really good angle here, and it's not too far away from where it needs to go. Okay, and this even though it has like a D handle style here, it's also kind of like a drop motor style, right? So that is something you did need to know. And it has air vents here for cooling, because this part right here is metal, and also air vents here, okay? Also, thing you can point out on the side here is this AVS right here. As you can see right here, this compression mechanism. It kind of compresses and reduces vibration to the user. But I think what most people are going to be wondering is, hey, show me the front, and how does this chuck work? Okay, so this chuck is pretty much your standard SDS chuck. You insert, twist, lock, right? That works pretty well. You're gonna look at it and say, wow, that's a really big chuck for an SDS-plus chuck, right? And you would be right, but I think they did that on purpose, mainly because this chuck is interchangeable with this keyless standard Jacob style chuck here, right? And I think it looks like it's a Jacob style chuck. It's a V16-1/2 1.5-13 ROHM chuck. So this is a pretty good chuck, as you would expect from Robert Bosch Corporation. They don't manufacture a chuck, I believe. They just you know, use that one. But the way you would change that one out, and I'll see if I can do it here on camera because I'm standing at a really weird angle due to the camera, is that you pull this collar ring back, right? And you have to pull it back with a good amount of force, and then you pull this out, okay? So pull it back out, it kind of looks like this. And if you want to look in here, it looks like that in here. And this is the mechanism that you know, spins and then spins the stuff, right? It also hammers down. So as you can see, in order to put this on here, you just want to pull this back again, right? Pull this back here, put the chuck on, twist it, make sure it's in the right spot. And now you have pretty much a drill, right? A drill that can take pretty much almost any size bit up to about 1/2 inch, right? So that's a pretty nice feature to have, you know, just in case you wanted to use one tool to do a lot of different things, right? So moving around to the back here, we'll go ahead and say there's a user interface panel. Auto pretty much means it's pretty much the default mode that you would use to get any job done. Like in order to get maximum speed or whatnot, you just probably want to use auto because it will automatically ramp up, right? That's what that does. If you push the button again, it'll go to your favorite setting, which is a setting you can set inside the Toolbox app in case you were using that. So if you had a preset like specifications you wanted to run the tool on, you can do that. You press it again and it'll go to soft, which is a softer mode that's used for delicate materials. It kind of reduces the power and speed and all that kind of fun stuff. So for most people, they just kind of use auto, okay? So there's other stuff going up on here. Obviously there's a temperature check, there's a connected ready icon that's saying it's connected. So obviously battery gauge and all kinds of this is the kind of Milwaukee's auto stop type technology, where it kind of like stops and tells you you're in a bind up situation, so it's kind of cutting the power. But also this LED ring will also change colors, right? So it will change colors to an amber orange style color when it's starting to reach a critical temperature, right? And it's starting to overheat and the battery is starting to get low, and then it will get red, right? So when it's red, it means something is trying to tell you something, whether your battery's too low or the temperature is too hot, or you know, you've activated the safety mechanism, that kind of stuff. So it's 3 different colors: green, amber, and red, and it's also got all kinds of buttons on there, right? So other back stuff here, this stuff right here is black rubber overmold, as we mentioned earlier. And then on this side here, you don't have too much stuff going on here, right? pretty much looks the same as the other side, okay? And if you want to look at the top here, this right here means you are in rotary hammer mode going forward. You can switch to rotary hammer going reverse. And right here is Vario-Lock, just in case you are doing chiseling or whatnot. You can kind of position exactly where you need it to. And there is hammer only, okay? What you do not have on here is drill only mode, because this is a dedicated rotary hammer. What that really means, the mechanism in here, the way that it works is really designed to be used that way with the hammer action, okay? So this one does not have drill only, in case that's what you want to do. Also, other thing you'll notice is that most tools that we've tested so far have the forward and reverse switch as like a slide lock type button here, right? Or somewhere on the tool. It usually does not have a mode that switches between forwards and backwards, but this one does have that, okay? And it indexes really nice, and it is really easy to move this around. Look how easy this is, right? This is pretty much the type of interface you would expect from other tools, but for some reason other tools, you know, you kind of have to squeeze and turn. Sometimes it won't get to certain positions, but you will not have that problem with this interface, right? This right here, as I said, is like a metal gearbox. Also, while you're right here, you can see this red button right here where the trigger is, right? So if you press it in, you see it indented in there. You cannot pull this trigger, right? But if you unlock it, you can pull the trigger, okay? While we're here looking at the trigger, let's go to auto right here, and it will show you the variable speed. Check this out, right? What happens if you go full throttle? Auto actually ramps up really fast. It's not instant 100%, but it gets to 100% pretty fast, right? Right? So check this out. If I go to soft start mode, or soft delicate mode, pretty much, watch this. There's a longer ramp up time, and it never gets to maximum speed, right? So that's also something to know on there. And that's pretty much all you really get with this tool, okay? How does it stand up to the performance of the PROFACTOR name? Let's go find out. I hope you caught those numbers, because those numbers were very interesting, right? So let's go take a look at the numbers, all right? So we ran this tool with a fully charged PROFACTOR Core 18-volt 8 amp hour battery. And we always run the test pretty much the same way, in the same material, using the same kind of bit and all that fun stuff, all right? And we run the tools cold which means that it's a fresh tool, meaning it wasn't used anywhere within, let's just say, like a day, and then we use it cold with a fully charged battery. All right, so make sure you keep that in mind. I know I don't always say that, but we do that. All right, so let's go taking a look at the numbers. All right, first run 19.07, second run 18.43, third run 18.25. All right, this is obviously an SDS-plus tool, and it is the drop motor shape, so to say, right? And it has the 4.3 foot-pounds of impact energy, no load BPM 2900, no load RPM 500. So if you calculate the work done, which is how we're saying is the important numbers here, is the impact force times the BPM when you're getting roughly around close to 12.5 thousand. All right, this tool is probably, I believe, the heaviest tool we've tested so far. Tool only is 10.8 pounds, and it has all the safety features. As you mentioned earlier, it's got all kinds of compatibility with dust hoods and dust extraction and stuff like that. All right, so what people really want to know is, how does it stand up to the other tools on the leaderboard? Let's go find out. You take an average of 3 runs, you get the average score of 18.58, and where does that put it on the leaderboard? Let's go take a look. It puts it in, bam, 9th place, right behind the Milwaukee 2613-20, which is D-handle 18-volt tool, but in front of the Flex FX1551A, which is the drop motor style tool using the 10 amp hour stacked lithium pack. All right, the numbers are really close, right? That number, the Milwaukee had 18.57, this Bosch is 18.58, the Flex is 18.71. So they're all really close together in that area. If you're gonna say, yo, this is better than that tool, whatnot, we can go ahead and argue. There's margin of error to account for, there's human error, all kinds of stuff, right? We're just splitting hairs when it gets to I would say more than probably a second worth of difference, right? So I would say almost everything in probably close to the 18, maybe even up to the 19-second range is probably, all pretty much relatively equivalent. I know that's not what leaderboards are for, but let's go take a look at the numbers, okay? So with this PROFACTOR tool, with the BITURBO Brushless Technology, using an 18-volt fully charged PROFACTOR battery that weighs 10.8 pounds, why did it come in 9th place? Right? So looking at the impact force, this tool, I believe, has the highest impact force of any tool we've tested so far at 4.3 foot-pounds, but the BPMs are actually, I believe, low, if not the lowest we've tested, right? No load BPM is 2900. If you look at the leaderboard, there is no other tool with a BPM that low, not even 3000, right? Also, the RPM is 500, and mind you, all of this stuff is no load, right? So no load RPM 500. If you look at the leaderboard, the slowest tool we've tested besides this tool is, I believe, the Milwaukee M18 Fuel 2915, which is 800 RPM. Right? The other Bosch 18-volt GBH18V-26D had 890 RPM, right? So this tool, for some reason, has the slowest BPM and the slowest RPM. Therefore, if you calculate the work done per minute, even though it has the highest impact force, the BPMs are low, which is why it's a work done per minute calculation or whatever at roughly 12.5 thousand, right? So it has higher impact force and a lot of impact energy that is delivered into the material. But when it comes to drilling, that may not result in, let's just say, the fastest holes drilled, right? So I do want to go ahead and talk about that for another second, right? So if you look back on the video, on the first run, this tool kind of binded up and had a clutch out type moment, and we had to roll it back out, right? So we actually had to run this tool 4 times, right? Because the first run we threw out mainly because of that, right? So if you look at it, going back, if you want to go look at it, but we're pushing down on the tool and letting the tool mostly do the work. But the tool bound up mainly because the concrete dust material or silica dust was still stuck near the blades and stuck in the hole. Why do we think that's happening? We believe that's happening mainly because the drill bit it is used is a 2-flute design, and this tool has a really low RPM. Therefore, the tool was not able to clear the dust material inside the hole, making it tougher or difficult for the tool to, you know, really progress and get that job done, right? So I do want to go ahead and put that out. We use pretty much the exact same Makita SDS B-6947 bit in all of these tests. I believe we bought like 10 packs or something like that, something ridiculous like that. So, you know, it is the same bit that we've used in all of these tests. So, you know, that may be something to point out, mainly because we have not had a tool struggle like that in any of the tools we've tested so far. And this is episode 14, all right? So I'm going to stop jibber jabbering and let's go ahead and move on, right? So what can we say about this tool? Obviously, Bosch, you know, Bosch generally makes good stuff, usually. They also own, you know, the Diablo Corporation and all that other stuff, right? We're not going to get into that. But the point is, Bosch, I believe, invented a long time ago the SDS hammer and also tools and all kind of fun stuff around it. So is this a good tool? I will go ahead and say, if you use like a scraper and you're using chipping only, or if you're using a breaker or something like that, this is a really, really nice tool, okay? You actually feel that refined energy just bam impacting into the material, and it is just like you just feel the power coming out of this tool, okay? Is this the best tool designed to drill, let's say, medium diameter holes? Probably not, based on the test results so far. But I will go ahead and say maybe one thing we'll do in the future is get a 4-flute design bit and drill the same hole and see if that makes a difference, which should, in theory, make a difference if we can clear the hole and the material, you know, fast enough for the tool to keep doing the work, right? So if you want to see that, let me know and we'll go ahead and get that one done. But would I go out and buy this tool again? Let's talk about that. This tool currently costs roughly somewhere around like 450 bucks, right? So that's not insane considering some of the other tools that we've tested so far. But if you want a low-speed drilling tool and heavy hitting tool, yes, I'll definitely go buy this again, mainly because you will feel the power and it can definitely do heavy-duty scraping. The one thing I will note is that the battery life seems to be a little bit shorter than other tools, right? But it is hitting harder to get that mess done, so maybe the BITURBO Brushless power demands are a lot heavier, right? So you can also get a 12 amp hour battery, but the 12 amp hour battery is a lot more expensive, and I think I only have one of those somewhere around here. We'll have to go find that, right? But like I said, if you need the tool, you can definitely go buy the tool. Would I personally go out and buy it again? Probably not, mainly because I don't do too much scraping. We do have other SDS hammers that we use for scraping all the time, but this one is kind of heavy at 10.8 pounds, and if you're scraping downwards, it's not a problem. If you're scraping sideways, it's not too much of a problem. If you're scraping overhead, that's a problem, but most people are not doing that, so you know, that's things to point out. I'll stop jibber jabbering, right? So, hope this video helped you guys. If you want to look at numbers, go ahead and look at it. If you have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time.